on the platform Deeksha Vedantu. My dear class 10 student, this video is going to be very helpful for you because we are going to solve today top 33 questions from your geography book. So my dear students, we already have done a video with top 33 questions from history, and the love you showered over there was tremendous. That is the reason I bought this video in front of you. Top 33 questions from geography. Right now, right away, we are going to solve it. I am going to tell you the keywords that you need to follow while writing a perfect answer. So let us begin with the very first question of the day. Now pay attention. What I have done over here is I mixed all the questions from different chapters of geography. We have 7 chapters in total, from which lifelines of national economy only contains the matter in which map work is going to come, right? So the rest 6 chapter has a huge weightage of 20 marks in your exam. Let's start with the very first and the most repeated question. You can find it in the previous year question paper also, that agriculture and industry each other are dependent on each other, right? Agriculture and industry are dependent on each other. Justify the statement by evaluating 5 ways in which they support each other. Now, as there are 5 ways, that means the question stands for how many marks? 5 marks. I'll correct the statement of this question to make it more understandable to you. So basically the question is, in agriculture and industry go hand in hand with each other, or they are interdependent on each other. Now we know, beta, like if we talk about agriculture, it is a primary sector in the economy, right? However, industry is the secondary sector of production. But why they are dependent so much on each other? By first thing, for the raw material supply. If you will find that, let's take the example of aloo, that's potato, right? If we talk about potato, so potato is grown as a crop in the field, that is a part of agriculture. However, when we talk about the potato chips, which is made in industries, made in industries, then packed in the packet, so isn't the potato a raw material for a chips industry or a food industry? Yes, it is. Let's take one more example of cotton. Like cotton is grown in black soil, agriculture product, and the cloth that is made up of cotton is again made in industry. So they are dependent on each other for what? Raw material. If I talk about some another example like iron. Now iron is made in an industry. However, when we talk about agriculture equipments, pay attention, it is very important. If we talk about agriculture equipments that used in what? That are used in agriculture activities are made up of iron. So yes, they are dependent on each other for the raw material. The first point you are going to write in detail so that you can get full marks in your exam. Second is market for industrial good. Now we are talking here about mass market was industrial good. Both the industries are basically creating market for each other. Increased agriculture productivity. If there will be more industries in which are demanding cotton, which are demanding potato, which are demanding the crops that can be used in food industries, etc., it will definitely increase the agriculture productivity, it will increase employment, and it will increase the services also, that is transport and communication. So these are the ways in which agriculture and industries are dependent on each other. Hope you understand this question. Moving to the next one, because we have to do 33 important questions from geography. The next is about community participation, successful conservation methods. Justify the statement by evaluating 5 examples of community-led conservation movement. Now, my dear students, this is from the chapter Forest and Wildlife in India. Okay, this one is from the chapter that's Forest and Wildlife in India. There is one topic about conservation that was started by different communities. So we know in tribal areas particularly, everyone knows the case of black bug, na? So everyone knows that. So if we talk about tribal community, they live in the forest. Okay, they breathe in the forest, they talk, walk, think everything about the forest. They are connected with the forest and wildlife so much that any damage to them is not acceptable by them, right? Hence they started their own conservation programs, in which the number one you will write about the Sariska Tiger Reserve in Rajasthan. Okay, when government went there for certain minor activities, they said, Acha, Wildlife Protection Act 1972, go out of here. Citing that act, they said that you have no authority, no right to do any deforestation in this region. So this was started by Sariska Tiger Reserve, the people of Rajasthan over there. Now if we talk about second example, this one is from Alwar district of Rajasthan, where the people declared 1200 hectares of land. Okay, when the people declared 1200 hectares of land as Bhairav Dev Duck Sanctuary and decided that their rules and regulations will be applied there. No one's interaction, no one's interference is allowed in that region. Done. Then we will write about Chipko movement in the Himalayan region, Beej Batao Andolan in Tehri, Uttarakhand. This one is here in Tehri, Uttarakhand. And my dear students, you get confused over this point because in the book directly 4 points are there, but one more point is there in the box, that's about sacred groves. We know in Indian society we worship forest, we worship wildlife. There are certain animals which are worshipped. There are certain plants, like if we talk about people tree in Indian society, it is worship. Black bug by the community, it is worship. So this is what is known as sacred groups, which the community wants that they are the virgin and pristine, needs to be preserved. Any what we can say interference in that will not be entertained. Get it? 5-mark question, and your 5 marks are secured right now. Moving to the next question. That is, the production and consumption of steel are often regarded as the index of country's development by, yes, iron and steel industry is the basic industry. So using your understanding with the help of example, explain 2 reasons. So we know that yes, iron and steel industry is a basic industry. Without iron and steel, on the bench right now you are sitting, not possible. The house you are living in, not possible. The school building you are going, not possible. Nothing is possible without iron and steel right now. So yes, it is a basic industry which provides raw material to other industries too. It provides raw material to other industries, and steel is essential for creating countries' infrastructure such as bridges, roads, buildings and transport system, which are marker for development. So in this type of questions you need not to think a lot and find out that by rush into what to write. Stay simple, stay direct, use the keywords of NCERT, and that's it. Resource planning is a complex process. Justify this statement by evaluating the 3 main stages involved in resource planning in India. Bacha, now pay attention. If we talk about this chapter, that is resource and development. Okay, that is resource and development. This seems to be very, very easy chapter, but you know this is very high weightage chapter and sometimes we can make a mistake. This question, most repeated question, asked by CBSE many times, asked in your pre-boards by teachers many times. Because what we have seen by resources there, people are using, development is going on. Now it is the point we should save the resources. In that aspect, resource planning becomes a complex process and it will be done by following these 3 steps. Kaun si 3 steps? Here it is. 3 steps. First, identification and inventory of resources. First of all, you need to identify, pata lagao, which resources are there, where are they, right? Kidhar hai, kaun se hai. After this is done, let us make the planning structure that how we are going to use it. In this planning structure, 2 things are very, very important. Which are they? Technology and institution. Technology, so technology and institutions, right? We should know na, how can we extract that uranium? We should know. I'll convert that iron into sponge iron. and many more things. And this will only be possible with a very good planning structure. Third important point, right? Third important point, matching the resource planning structure with the national planning structure. By we should match that these are the resources available in India, and how should it be available to everyone in India. National planning structure with the resource planning structure, you need to match them. Get it? Next one is, okay, resource planning is done. Rainwater harvesting system was a viable alternative to multi-purpose projects. Analyze the statement in the context of arid region. Now students, what happened now? In the arid region like Jaisalmer, Barmore and various parts of Rajasthan where water availability is not possible because it lacks rainfall. We know that because of Aravalli hills blocks the winds. And the other reason about there is no river out there. So it was thought by government that multi-purpose project is a very good alternative, that we can provide water over there. But we know various negatives of multi-purpose projects. Hence, the traditional rainwater harvesting was chosen as a very viable alternative. Why? Question is, why? Batao. So we know that because analyze the statement in the context of arid region like Rajasthan. So what we have seen that there are certain diversion channels known as gulls and kulls, but these are in the Himalayan region where certain streams are possible. But this is not possible where in the arid region. For that, what we have done rainwater harvesting. What we have done, bacha? We have done rainwater harvesting, which is popularly known as Palar Pani in the region like Rajasthan. What it is known as Palar Pani. We know that what they have done in the house. Okay, my diagram went so bad. So in the house itself, what they have done, they have slanting slopes, and through that slanting slopes, water comes with the pipe attached. They make a large room beneath their houses so that water can be connected here. The first spell of water is neglected because it contains acids and gandagi and many more things. And filters are attached so that they can have a good source of drinking water and water to be used in daily life. Next is, India has witnessed a significant subsistence to commercial farming. Justify the statement by evaluating 5 key characteristics of commercial farming, my dear students. The chapter agriculture, okay, this is from the chapter agriculture, which talks about 3 types of farming: primitive subsistence, intensive subsistence and commercial farming. Okay, in the commercial farming we can see that they are using modern inputs, that means largely HYV, that is high yielding variety of seeds are used to increase the production as per the increasing population in the nation. Okay, even what they are doing, they are using fertilizers now. They are not dependent upon biochemical inputs which used to be in intensive subsistence. Okay, in that we are using fertilizers to increase the production. Then degree of commercialization by commercial farming. It is very clear that in the commercial farming, what is the objective? The objective is to earn profit, and whenever there is objective is to earn profit, what we are going to do? We are going to multiply the production. We are going to multiply the production, in which we will choose which types of crops. We will choose beta commercial crops, moreover like tea, right? Then we'll talk about sugarcane, cotton or coffee, etc. Okay, and here it is the objective of production, which I already told you. Make 5 points and write the answer very nicely in your exams. Next, conservation of energy for sustainable development. Justify the statement by evaluating 5 ways in which we as a concerned citizen can conserve energy resource. So by we talk about energy resource particularly, we know that energy is neither produced nor saved. Now in that situation, conservation of energy becomes very important. As a concerned citizen, what can we do? Because we are like known and we are aware that right now right now. What is more used? Non-renewable type of energy. That means conventional sources of energies are more used, and they are not finite. They are finite, and they will end in a particular period of time. So we can use public transport, like it used to be. An example in Delhi last year when our government was there, they have done that alternate day, alternate number of cars will be in circular. Rather other days the people will use public transport. It can be alternative, but it was not implemented good in that way. However, yes, using of public transport, switching off electricity when not needed, using power saving devices, promoting non-conventional sources of energy like solar energy, okay, wind energy, whoever can afford them, they can use it in their home also, and adopting cautious approach. The main problem within Indian nature is that we are aware of everything, but we are not cautious about it. Okay, because we don't worry about the generation that is going to come up next. So this is all about this question. Easy question. Some questions in SST comes in a way which you need to think and write, my dear bajja, and for that you need to make your ability can only be generated when you study. So I hope you guys are studying and enjoying SST. Chalo, we are moving to the next question. That's the Indian Wildlife Protection Act that was implemented in the year 1972. Using your understanding of its objective, explain two key provisions of this act, right? Why I have brought this question? Because I can see, seeing this question, students will feel like, bhai, what came now? We are just told in the book that this is the program implemented in 1972. Use your common sense. Why was it implemented? Two objectives. First, habitat protection. Yes, students, we know that there is so much of development going on in our surrounding, and this development can sometimes leads to deforestation in an illegal manner. To protect the forest and particularly wildlife, to protect the wildlife with their habitat is the main objective of this act. And the second one is ban on hunting and trade, illegal trading of animals to wildlife. That is the objective of this act. India has 3 distinct cropping seasons. Justify the statement by evaluating the key characteristics of the Rabi and Kharif season, including their time frames and the important crops. So now we know that we have 3 cropping seasons. How many cropping seasons do we have, bachche? So yes, we have 3 cropping season in India. India being a monsoonal type of climate, we are blessed that we are having Rabi, then we have Kharif, okay, and then we have Zaid crops in India. Now what you need to pay attention is that, beta, when you write this type of question in which they are asking you about the characteristics of particular, first introduce with an intro that yes, India has a distinct cropping season which includes Rabi, Kharif and Zaid. Now when we talk about Kharif and Zaid, we will write the points about sowing and harvesting season. Like if I talk about Rabi crop, they are grown in cool climate in the month of November, December, and they are harvested in March, April particularly. Okay, then if we talk about Kharif, so they are sown in July and harvested in the month of October. If we talk about Zaid, however, the question doesn't ask, but let me tell you that between this period from April to June, Zaid crops are grown. Then you will talk about the climatic conditions, like in a Rabi crop, what you want by at the time of growing, we need a cool climate, and at the time of harvesting, what do we need, beta? Bright sunshine, like March and April, what it is? Bright sunshine. Okay, however, in Kharif, what do we want? Rainy season at the time of sowing. Okay, in Zaid crop, what do we want? Summer season basically. And then we will write the examples of crops: wheat, barley, gram. Okay, then we'll talk about paddy here. Zaid crops, muskmelon, watermelon, etc. Done. This should be the framework of your answer. Black soil is one of the most distinctive soil type in India. Justify the statement by evaluating its formation, characteristics and distribution. Now in this type of question, they are directly asking you need to write what? By three things, that what is the formation, what is the characteristic and what is the distribution. If we talk about black soil, okay, if we talk about black soil, in this type of answer you can start with an intro, that black soil is also known as cotton soil. I'm just writing the keywords, not the complete sentence, okay. It is also known as what? Cotton soil, because it is fit for, or it is also known as, pay attention when I write it, or because it is known as cotton soil because it is fit for the growth of cotton, fit for the growth of cotton. How is it formed? So it is formed in the Deccan traps. It is formed in the Deccan traps, okay. It is formed in the Deccan traps when because of volcanic eruption some thousands of years ago, Deccan trap was formed through which black soil emerged. Okay, it did not emerge; it formed characteristics. So it is basically a clay type of soil. It is basically a clay type of soil. Pay attention. Okay. Whenever there is rainfall, the first shower of rainfall, this soil becomes sticky. This soil becomes sticky, but this soil has a good property, okay? Good property to retain moisture. Good property to retain moisture, due to which cracks are developed. Deep cracks are developed. When? Which season, beta? In summer season. Have you seen clay, molds, etc.? Clay, the powdered clay. If you make the dough of that clay, after some time, it will retain all the moisture and develop deep cracks. Similar way the soil is. And then we talk about distribution. So it is majorly present in the state of Maharashtra. Okay, then it is in Madhya Pradesh in the region that is Malwa. Then we can see it is in Gujarat also in the region Saurashtra. So this is the distribution of which type of soil? Black soil. Okay, done with this question. Next one. Human activity is a primary cause of land degradation. Yes. By any reason, everything what we are doing right now with the environment, only and only humans are the reason, the worst species over there. So human activities are the primary causes of land degradation. Justify the statement by evaluating 5 major human activity. Beta, this is very important. Even for MCQs, even for 2 marker, this question, this paragraph in your NCERT book holds importance. And here, the first thing is deforestation. We know that the major human activity which is responsible for land degradation. Forests are cut down, the soil is not holded, and many more such things. Then we know about overgrazing, right? Because of overgrazing, land is degraded. The regions which are majorly affected by overgrazing are the states of Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. Okay, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, these are the states. Then we talk about over irrigation. By what happened in Punjab region? Green revolution started in 1970s, peak pe tha. What happened? The people of Punjab and Haryana thought too that they can boost their economy by growing more crops as they have good soil. But they forget that, they didn't forget, however, they forget that rice is not fit for their soil. And if they are growing rice, because the green revolution contains the growth of wheat and rice, they need to compromise with the soil. They started irrigation, over irrigation, because we know growth of paddy requires high moisture, high water. Over irrigation started over there, and the effect of that was that the soil is day by day becoming alkaline, and it has a negative impact on the soil. Land is degrading. Which are the states majorly affected? Punjab and Haryana. Okay, write the story likewise. Overmining, by jahan mines hai wahan overmining process is done. The land degraded, roof falls are seen, forest fires are seen. Other than that, if you are doing mining, you are making the land hollow inside. Okay, over mining is seen in the regions where like Jharkhand. Okay, then we can write the state Chhattisgarh as well as Odisha. Get it? Chalo. And industrial pollution by, so mineral processing units are there. We process the mineral before its use, and there's so much dust is like limestone industry. If you might have seen nearby that that stone is being cut now, at that time so much of dust is released, we directly get over the land. And it definitely affect the quality of land we have. So this is the 5 points you need to write. Okay, next question is about India had varied relief features which has led to the development of various type of soils. Justify the statement by evaluating the features of any 5 major soil. So by how many type of soil we need to write in the answer? 5. But when you will write the introduction, you will write that India is a relief feature which contains these types of soil. So we know that we have alluvial soil, black soil, red and yellow soil, laterite soil, arid soil, and mountainous soil or forest soil. So write these 6 names so that the teacher can judge by is student ko 6 names are known to the student. Get it? But when we write the description, we will only talk about 5 soil. In this 5 soil, beta, when you frame the answer, stay focused on some points. The first point will be, what is the formation of soil? Like if we talk about alluvial soil, right? The rivers that are brought down by Himalayan region, okay, the Himalayan region, perennial rivers, which along with them brings a large quantity of sand, silt and clay, get deposited in the alluvial plain and form alluvial soil. So formation, not that easy, which I am considering. Formation, then talk about areas where it is found, then talk about properties of soil. Like if we talk about alluvial soil, it is the most fertile soil, and then the crops that are fit to be grown in that type of soil. Done. Frame a good answer. You can write a 1-page long answer in this topic and score 5 marks. No one is going to deduct your marks if you write in such a manner, which I am telling you. Okay, bacha. Next question is, laterite soil are the result of intense leaching. Using your understanding, if you have, of geography, explain what leaching is and one climatic condition that promotes it. Okay. So first we will start with explaining what leaching is. By this is soil. Okay, this is wide, I can show it right now. So I'll show it here. So this is your soil. Okay, beneath it there will be rocks for obviously the hard crust and the grained soil over it. Now what happened? By there is so much rainfall 200 centimeter and above in the regions like Kerala, northeastern part. So with this force of water, this top layer of soil slides away. Now this is the layer which contains high humus, and this is the layer which makes the soil fertile. Will there be fertility in the soil? No. So leaching is a process where heavy rainfall washes away the soluble nutrients from the topsoil, leaving the soil infertile. Get it? Now, what are the climatic conditions where this type of soil is found? In the tropical and subtropical region where there is heavy rainfall. If I talk about India, we know that in this peninsular part, the rainfall first occur in the state of Kerala and then moves to northeast region. Get it? Done? Chalo. Next question. Soil erosion is a major environmental concern caused by various factors. Justify the statement by evaluating 5 different methods of soil conservation. I don't know since which class you guys are writing this answer, and I don't know that are you still sure about that you can secure 5 marks from this answer or not. Because beta, soil erosion, we know that what is soil erosion? The the topmost layer of soil, when it is affected, when it is weathered or eroded, then it makes the soil infertile, like we have seen just now. And what are the ways by which you can do or you can overcome soil erosion are these. Afforestation, grow more crops. When you will grow more crops, they will be able to hold the soil, the moisture content within the soil, so that it does not washes away by the natural factors like water, wind, etc. Okay. Then strip cropping, like there is a farm, okay, in the strips grow 2 or more than 2 types of crops. Terrace farming, on the mountainous region, make terraces, make flat plains and grow the crops over there. Shelter belts along the farm, grow large trunk of trees so that it does not get affected by the flow of water, wind, etc. Sand dunes also. And contour ploughing, that means ploughing along the lines of the contour so that it can reduces the flow of water and wind. Okay, likh lenge, will you able to write it? Chalo. Next question. Okay, on the basis of ownership, resources can be classified into 4 categories. There are 4 types of resources on the basis of ownership. Remember it right now. Individual resource, meri gaadi, mera ghar, my everything, that's my resource. Okay, my land which I bought recently, my flat which I bought recently, that's individual resource. Now the second is community resource. You live in an area, in the area where there are so many flats, but there is a garden which everyone use. This is a community resource. Okay, we talk about national resource, wildlife of India, India ka resource, national resource. Okay, international resource, that means no one has the ownership, whole world, I mean every country out there in the world have the ownership, like the ocean water above, or what we can say farther than 22 nautical miles from your region, from your boundary of the country, that goes into the international resource. I know everything is being speed up and we are just practicing so many questions in just a short span of time in this short video, but I don't want to waste your time like you are doing in multiple places, just going and watching the video randomly with no output. I don't want to waste your time. I want you to practice as many as questions possible, and we are fulfilling your target today. So, what is soil erosion? Mention 2 causes of it, beta. So, we have seen that soil erosion is particularly the process in which top layers of the soil is eroded, okay, eroded by the natural factors. And human factors like deforestation. Okay, what are the causes for that? So you will write there are certain causes which involves deforestation, over mining, over grazing, earthquake also because it will be a natural cause, cyclone, etc. Okay, but what I have written, this is extra which I have put in your slide about the types of what? About the types of soil erosion, gully erosion, wind erosion, sheet erosion. Question can come in 5 marks. By gully erosion, in which soft rocks are easily eroded and small gullies, like for an example, there was a major river passing through this region. This rock was soft and easily with the pressure of water, the rock gets eroded and this type of structure is made. Now the water is going into the floodplain area, fertile land, affect the soil. This is known as gully erosion. The land which is created is known as bad lands. Okay, bad lands. Wind erosion, by wind. Sheet erosion, when the complete sheet of the soil is eroded. Ho gaya? Next, write a short note on joint forest management. Favorite question of CBSE. Why bhai? हो सकता है spelling गलत हो. Okay, by CBSE, JFM, that's Joint Forest Management. Joint मतलब 2 people, Who are those two people? First is forest community, the local people living over there, because it is forest. They are not going to go out anywhere because it's their, what they consider, it's their ancestral land. Okay. The second will be government, because forest comes under the government, like basically it comes under the concurrent list, but it comes under the both state and central government to look after that forest. Okay. Now, who will do the partnership in this? So there is partnership of forest department and local communities. Why they are doing the partnership? To restore the degraded forest and protect it for near use, for future use. This was very first time started in 1988 by the state of Odisha, and then it was asked by Supreme Court that you should, many of the states, every state of India should follow this policy. Local communities, forest government, साथ में आ गए. What they are doing, coming together, they are restoring the forest. Okay, they are protecting and conserving that forest land. Now in return, why forest community will do this in free? No. In return, certain non-timber products are given to them, and if they successfully restore the forest, timber products are also given to them. And these were the important questions. Next है, explain any three methods of forest conservation adopted by the government after independence. Yes, this can come. This can come for sure. Steps taken by central and state government. Okay, steps taken by central and state government to conserve forest and wildlife in India. First step, they passed an act, Wildlife Protection Act in 1972. We know that beta, the objective of this land is to protect what? Is to protect the habitat of wildlife. Is to protect the habitat of wildlife, plus it also gives legal notice on the ban of hunting, as well as made trading this an illegal activity. Done. Then the next is central government and state government made so many national parks and wildlife sanctuaries to protect them as well as their habitat. The third is different projects, like we have Project Tiger, started in the year 1973. Then we have Project Hangul. Okay, we have Project Rhinosaur and many more. We have Project Elephant. Okay, in the Kashmir region, there is a Kashmir stag, Hangul particularly. Okay, so many projects were started by the government to protect these species. Get it? Okay, coming forward, the next question, explain any three reasons for which the multi-purpose projects and large dams have come under great scrutiny and opposition in the recent years. So, my dear students, pay attention. Now see, the question is about multi-purpose projects, but here they are not asking the advantages, rather they are asking you the disadvantages. Okay, get it? Now, regulating and damming of, this is very important. See the irony, dams were made to control flood. And the negative is what? Dams are making flood again. Are the reasons for the flood. Why? Because whenever you regulate the natural flow of river, by river Ganga, how can you regulate the flow of it? It will make disaster. What it made? Because whenever the river is flowing in its own natural manner, you put a dam in between, regulating its flow, the sediments that were brought by the river start getting sedimented over there, settling over there. Due to which, now they are settling in beneath the surface, they are reducing the width or the capacities to hold water. Water will come out and cause flood, which is the main reason. Other than that, it resulted in rockier stream beds, which is poor habitat for aquatic life. Dams also fragment rivers, making it difficult for aquatic fauna to migrate during the time of spawning. Then the reservoirs that are created on the floodplains also submerge the existing vegetation, because flooding is done, reservoirs are being made. So vegetation, like social movements, are also the part of one negative point. Get it? So we are not very successful with this However, Jawaharlal Nehru has said multi-purpose river projects are the temples of modern India because see, it's for electricity generation, for industries and many more things. However, they are useful. So what are dams? Now comes the negative questions. Contradictory questions, by the way. What are dams? Why do we call them now multi-purpose projects? How do they help in conserving and managing water? So here this is definition of dam, that it is a barrier across flowing water. Like this is a flowing water, we made a large dam thinking that it can save the river water. Whenever water has been excess in river, particularly during the time of rainy season or summer when the ice caps melts, okay, that obstructs, directs or retards the flow of water, often creating a reservoir, lake or impoundment. They make it to conserve that water, okay. It is used for various purposes like irrigation, electricity generation, water supply for domestic and industrial uses, flood control, recreation, fish breeding and many more things. Okay, so these are basically the uses of dams, multi-purpose projects which we were studying. Come on, let's move to the next question. Which are the two important food crops of India? Bhaiya, rice and wheat. Okay, North India wheat, South India and Northeast India rice. ठीक है, दो चीज खाते हैं हम पूरे भारत में, चावल और गेहूं. That's it. However, these are basically were not traditionally what was eaten by Indians. Rather, it was ragi and bajra, jowar. We had a very great and scientific diet. How it's totally spoiled with French fries coming from Europe. So, which are the two most important food crops? Bacha, we have wheat and rice. Now, you need to write what are the major producing states of any one major crop. I'll talking about in this video, we will talk about both of them. Okay, but here you need to write any one of them. So, if we talk about wheat, we can write that Punjab, Haryana, then Western Uttar Pradesh, okay, Western Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. Okay, hope you understand my shortcuts. Then here we have Odisha, then we have West Bengal. Now the production is also in Punjab and Haryana. However, it is a commercial crop over there, and in Odisha and West Bengal it is a subsistence crop. Thankful that they do not ask the climatic condition and more detail about it. Name 4 major fiber crops grown in India. Bhai, which are the fiber crops grown in India? Cotton, jute, hemp, natural silk. Okay, cotton, jute, hemp, natural silk. What is sericulture? By the sericulture is the process of what? Taking out or making silk from the earthworms. The process of converting it into the natural silk. Okay. Describe 5 features of primitive subsistence farming, agriculture. High weightage chapter will ask you so many questions in exam. Type of farming, the first one was primitive. Primitive means old. Old matlab purana. So, the type of primitive farming is given below. It is practiced on small patches of land. Pay attention. Primitive farming, old farming. Subsistence, for self consumption, like ये उगाया और खुद खा लिया. So for that self consumption, do you use or will you use large land? No. So they use small patches of land with the help of old tools, primitive tools like hoe, dhow, digging sticks with the help of family members. Okay, they do not require the labor from outside because it's small patch of land, small production. So this is not labor intensive, rather it is depending on monsoon, natural fertility. Nothing from outside will be made in the soil, like nothing will be added, like HYV seeds will not be used. No biochemicals, no fertilizers, nothing. Totally depend upon the fertility of the soil. यहीं तक जिंदगी अच्छी थी. Okay, everything was good up till here. So it is also known as slash and burn agriculture. We know that. Shifting cultivation also we call it. Get it? Farmers clear a patch of land. Okay, we know that in shifting cultivation what was done? Farmers come to the region, cut all the forest, then grow crops there, burn it later, move to the another land. Why they burned it? Because so that it can regain, the soil can regain the fertility, because fertility is lost now after you are growing crops over there, and we are not using any inputs. So it needs time. We need to leave the land fallow to regain the fertility, and when the soil decreases, okay, it is the continuation. How has industrialization and urbanization aggravated water scarcity in India? This will be a homework question. Why, ma'am? You are explaining it nicely. No, bacha, but you need to do something. So why I have put this question for homework particularly? The science behind this is that, no science. The science behind this is that these type of question comes in your exams which are not direct in your NCERT book. By SST is a subject that you will not say by where it is the book, this is out of syllabus. No, anything that's under the globe is SST. So tell how industrialization and urbanization aggravated what or increased, if someone doesn't know this word, water scarcity. Write the points by industrialization, industrial waste. Then we'll talk about urbanization, these buildings of flats, maximum use of water, etc. One more homework question, 2 questions just. The government of India has introduced various institution and technological reforms to improve agriculture in 1980s and 1990s. Support the statement with example. Why I have put this question as a homework question? Open previous year question papers and see how many times this has been asked. Okay, this will be enough for you to make sure that this question should be done, practiced, wrought, prepared in a final manner that you are going to appear in exam, and that is the reason that I have put this as an homework question. Now tell me, are you going to solve all these questions today or not? Right now in the comment section, tell me that, ma'am, the questions were amazing and we have solved each of them and even practice the homework questions too. Okay, so I'll be so happy to see your comments out there so that I can bring the next video with more energy for all my class 10 buddies. Students, exams are near. All the best. Prepare well, and if you need any help from your Tanvi ma'am, I am ready for that. Okay, let's meet in the next video. Up till then, tada, bye bye. Do not miss to subscribe the channel for all such amazing videos. Right now, Deeksha, Vedantu, hit the subscribe button.